Hi! Hello, welcome. This is my first YouTube video. I have been meaning to do this for years on end. You could ask my friends. I have mentioned it to them multiple times.
My baby Molly. Molly's gonna make a YouTube channel, trust. Right, Molly?
And I thought, what better way to start this off than by reading some of my friends, who also happen to be book talkers, read their most recent 5-star reads. Not most recent. Somewhat recent. I went onto their Goodreads and I stalked their accounts and I secretly read their 5-star books. I was kind of in the midst of a slump, so I figured what better way to get out of it than read books that my friends loved. So I got to page 150 at the beach day on Still Beating, and when I tell you, first chapter, I was like, okay, this is like boring, like why does it have like good ratings? And then when I got to chapter 2, I was like, whoa, what is going on? I quickly read the synopsis because I went into it kind of blind, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is interesting, and I was hooked. Like, I'm surprised I didn't read more than I did, but I feel like I read really slow on my Kindle, which I feel like a lot of people read pretty fast. But I will say, if you're thinking about reading this, look at the triggers. It's dark, and it is dark fast. Like, when I tell you the reason why chapter 2 like stood out was because it was like, oh, we're just like driving home, oh, a cop is pulling us over, and then next thing I know, they are like, what is the nice way to put this? They are kidnapped in a basement. And I was like, oh my god, like, what's going on? And then it was just like interesting, but also disgusting to read. I was reading it, I was like, how was this able to be published? But it's also like disgusting, but like I want to keep reading it. Like, I'm over here reading it like this, like, I'm gonna try, and I hope that I can finish it tonight. It's only 290 pages, and I'm on 150, so I'm over halfway done, hypothetically. So that means I could finish it tonight. I hope that I do. And honestly, I don't see myself rating it 5 stars, but I believe it's in the 4-star range. My dog. But I'm enjoying it. That's not the right word to say. I'm intrigued by it. So I'm gonna keep reading and we'll see what the thoughts are. So I finished Still Beating, and my thoughts on the ending was that I felt like it kind of dragged on. Like, the first part was really like, and like interesting and just held my attention, and then like part 2 specifically, I felt like it was just repetitive, and I actually had to audiobook it, and I feel like audiobooking is usually a sign that like I want to get through it. But then I read part 3 today, and it was smooth sailing. Like, it held my attention, it was interesting, and I actually think that the ending was sweet. The last like 3 chapters, when it's like 8 months in the future, I was like, okay, cute. Like, I forgot everything that had to do with the sister, and I was just like, these people are rekindling after their kidnapping. But I did just feel like they kept saying the same things, which I understand is like probably more real life like, but like in a book that's just like boring to read, and like it's fiction, so obviously you don't have to follow like real life things. I don't know, it just felt like she would like, what was her name? Cora would like let Dean in, and then right as the guilt hit, she just pushed him away. And it was just that back and forth. for like 75 pages, and I was like, okay, like 1 or 2 times I get it, and then I feel like you could just write like it's a continuous back and forth and just like skip. Like, I don't know. That bit in the middle wasn't my style. I think the drama with the sister when she finally found out exactly what happened in the basement, that's when like I was back into the book. I was back interested when Tabitha was introduced. Even though I wish she played a bigger part in the book, like she was in it for what, a chapter? Like, wasn't a big fan of that. Wish she was in there longer. She had potential to be a good character. And like, I wish we could have heard more about her and Matt's story. I thought the little crumb we got of it was very interesting, and I thought knowing more of that would have helped the reader. Like, I don't know. I think that I would have benefited and enjoyed the story more if we got more of that. And I do think I'm going to rate the book 4 stars. Now, to all my friends that I was telling the story to as I was reading it, they may be like, Molly, why are you giving this 4 stars? If you remove the weird aspect and you think of the story itself, I think it's a good story. It's a dark romance, and I didn't know that going into it. I thought it was like a literary fiction of recovery. Don't ask how, don't ask why. It does say a dark romance across the cover, but not on this cover on my Kindle. It says that on Goodreads it does. I had to look at it on Goodreads. I just clicked read now. But I just think the ending was sweet. I think the relationships and the bonding was sweet. And you're probably thinking I'm crazy saying this, but you may or may not have read the book, and if you haven't, don't just make assumptions on what I'm saying, I guess. Yeah. Okay, the next book that I'm going to be reading is Heartless Hunter by Kristen Cicerelli, I think her name is. This is going to be Gabby's most recent 5-star. She did have a couple others, but I think I either read them or they were later in the series. Like, I know she gave the second book in the series also 5 stars, but I'm not going to read the second without reading the first, obviously. And she has raved to me about this book, and in our group chat, like, she's telling everyone, read this book, get out of your book slump, because we're all kind of in a book slump together. But I will say, reading Still Beating, got that done in 2 days. Was it 290 pages? Yes. Did I read the epilogue? No. I don't remember the last time I read an epilogue. It could have been years. The only time I read epilogues is fantasy books, because they actually usually end up being relevant. But I do have a confession. This book I did start because Gabby has raved about it to me before. So I have previously gotten to chapter 11, which is page 80. And Kindle gave me like a recap of what kind of happened, and I was like, okay, I am kind of remembering this because I read it like 2 months ago. So I'm excited to start this back up. It is longer than the past read, so I definitely don't think it's going to take me 2 days again. Looks to be about 400, but I'm excited because I am a big fan of YA fantasy. Adult fantasy, not my thing. YA fantasy, usually one book in the series will get a 5-star out of me. So I am excited for this. And I think I like YA fantasy more because I can't comprehend adult fantasy. YA fantasy is written for kids my age, and that's all I can comprehend. Okay, so I haven't updated you guys in a while, but I'm back in my car because I'm about to leave. But I am at chapter 44 of Heartless Hunter, and it's good. Is it my favorite book I've ever read? No. Favorite fantasy? No. I'm enjoying it. There's some banter. I've listened to a lot of it audiobookly, and on there I have like an hour and a half left, so I don't know if I'm gonna finish it audiobookly or not. So I haven't updated you guys in a while, and I have no excuse for that. But I'm on chapter 44 of Heartless Hunter, and I'm enjoying it, but it's not like my favorite book ever. I just feel like I can't get into their story. Like, I feel like I'm reading it, but I don't feel like I'm in it. And for those of you who don't know, the story is basically what I've comprehended is Rune's grandmother's a witch, and she got kidnapped, and Gideon is a witch hunter. So, kind of think of like Powerless, how Peyton like fakes like being an elite. She's like faking not having witch ancestry. She's the moth, and I guess that's if you are like part witch. Um, and he keeps like testing her to see if she is the moth because he's suspicious that she is, but she's also like really good friends with his brother Alex, and he like knows, and he's like trying to like stray his brother away. Okay, so I finished the book, and I kind of want to re-go over the plot because I feel like I explained it so wrong. So basically, we have Gideon and we have Rune. They are our FMC and our MMC, and they agree to a courtship. Is that what it's called? Gideon is a witch hunter, and Rune is the Crimson Moth, which, how do I explain that? She has witch ancestry. She's part witch. Like, he should be basically killing her, but he's spending the whole story trying to, he's kind of like setting up little traps, trying to catch her in some witchy type stuff, and, but on this courtship, I really hope I'm saying that right, they're also falling in love. And Rune is best friends with Gideon's younger brother Alex, and Alex is aware that she is the Crimson Moth. So just based off association, he should also be like technically getting in trouble, but because it's his brother, you know, he's not. He might be in the safe zone. And like the whole time, he's like, I feel so bad. Like, my brother's like in love with this girl. Like, I'm also catching some feelings. Yada yada. I feel like it was good. Was it the best fantasy book I've ever read? No. I don't know if anything's ever going to be the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy for me, but maybe one day we'll get close. This book did remind me a lot of Powerless, and Powerless is also, you know, based on so many other books. I feel like the YA fantasy department is not the most creative in the world, but I think I'm going to give this a 3.5. And it kind of pains me to say this, because I thought I would love it so much more. I don't remember the last one I've, like, not loved a YA fantasy. But The Crimson Moth, the second book, I believe that's the second book's name. No, Rebel Witch. I do want to read that. I don't know when. Maybe I'll put it on my July TBR. Maybe. But I'm excited to start the final book I'll be reading. And this, my first reading vlog. I'm excited. And that is going to be, I will be reading Consider Me by Becca Mack. And this one, she's long, but I started Consider Me, and I am so over reading books with these jockey, stuck up athletes. Oh my gosh, like I can't read about another dude that just wants one night stands. Like I've read 3 chapters and he's just whining and he's annoying because she won't leave the bar with him down to his apartment 10 minutes away, 8 minutes if she piggybacks him. Like, this better go up because I'm 20 pages in and I already want to DNF this. Like, I just can't when authors take the jock stereotype and just enhance it by 1,000, and then they're just like so annoying to read about. Like, if I knew this guy in real life, I would be so quick to slap him. Oh my god, he's so cocky and stuck up. I just had to complain about this. Like, I don't have many thoughts because I'm on page 20, but like, he is so annoying. Like, how does he get better? How do we just forget about this whole conversation? He's literally whining to her at the bar, begging her. Why are you this desperate? Ugh. Like, Olivia, please. Like, this is the first Olivia chapter. Like, I've read 3 in his point of view, and it's not even like I'm seeing him from her eyes. Like, it's his eyes that I'm reading from, and it's just making things worse. This is like 400 pages. I really hope this goes up. Like, I've heard good things, I feel like, about this series, so I'm like curious if it's just like a Windy City situation where the first book is god awful and then the rest are straight up masterpieces. Like, Windy City Mile High was so long and so hard to get through, and then I loved the other 4 books. So I hope if I continue the series it's the same way, but like, I'm really nervous. This isn't good. So, as you saw, I did switch books. I could just tell Consider Me was not for me. And then I saw that it was 500 pages, not 400. And I was like, yeah, that's my side of not reading. So I went through Jen's 5-star reads and I picked another one, The Way It Used to Be. And I remember when she read this back in December, she was like non-stop talking about it, recommending it. So I am happy I chose for it to be my next read. I have finished freshman year. I'm on to sophomore year. Not really, I finished junior year and I'm on to senior year. But in the book, I'm no longer a freshman. This book really reminds me of Speak, and that was one of the books we had to read for English freshman year, and I feel like that really helped put high school into perspective for me. And I think that's what's to love about reading books like that. You kind of get a view of other people in the same place as you. Does that make sense? But we follow our main character, Eden, and she, in the first chapter, you see that she had just gotten raped by her brother's best friend. Her brother's in college. She's in the cafeteria. She has a history project that she's doing with a student named Steven, and she's like, I can't do lunches. I'm going to Miss Sullivan's, the school librarian, and then they decide that they're going to make a book club. They get 6 people to be in it, including Steven from her history class, her best friend Mara, 2 freshmen, and then this dude named Cameron. She already hates Cameron because this book club she created, it's like he's taking over it. He's taking her safe space. And she doesn't like that. Which, understandable. But she's just... But her best friend, Mara, has a crush on him. And to her, she's like, what do you mean? Like, why are you taking my best friend? You're taking over my club. And just nothing's going her way, and it's honestly sending her into a total freak out. Everyone needs a total freak out. We're not judging. But that's kind of where we're at. I feel like I'm making her sound like a villain, and I don't mean that. We are understanding Eden. She is a complex character. We love complex characters here. I'm excited to start sophomore year. I hated my freshman year, so I relate to her because freshman year sucked. Sophomore year wasn't bad. I actually really like junior year, and everyone hates junior year, so hopefully senior year is the golden one. So I'm about to go to the gym. I'm not sure if I'm going to read there. I usually just go and do like cardio, but I feel like when I'm doing stuff, I can't just like focus on reading. Like I just like play games on my phone and listen to music. But maybe I will. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of reading off my phone. Maybe I'll try it. I don't know. But I'm about 100 pages in, so I think I'm like around halfway done sophomore year. And honestly, I'm loving this book. Like, it's interesting. I don't know, like, I can't tell if I trust Josh or not. I forget, because I know I've definitely seen, like, spoilers, but it's been, like, so long since I've seen this book on my For You page. Because I feel like it was, like, popular, like, 23, 24. So I'm curious how... if he's gonna end up being a good guy or a bad guy. I don't know why, but I thought the main dude in this, his name was Noah. I'm not sure. I could be really wrong. But I'm enjoying this. I think it kind of shows what it feels like to be an outsider in high school, and couldn't relate more. But I don't know. I'm loving it. I do see this maybe being my favorite book that I read in this reading vlog. So I'm so happy I changed. I don't feel guilty. I am reading a book that I am enjoying, not a book that I know I was going to hate after 20 pages. I really like the writing style. I've read this book, like the first chapter, I feel like twice before in the past. But I just feel like the first chapter or so was like kind of boring. But once I got past that and it's actually her in high school, I think it's very interesting. I got back from the gym. I don't know if I look any different or not. Probably not. I don't do too much. But I was actually able to read 50 pages. And you know what? I think my opinion on Josh has changed. I actually like him. But I'm nervous. Like, I feel like in these type of books, I can't trust anyone. Someone's going to do something crazy. Honestly, I feel like Mara, like, I feel like she's me. I don't want to elaborate on that, but I don't know why I keep talking in a high-pitched voice. This is my normal voice. I don't know why I keep talking like this. But I think Josh is hot. And I feel like as a reader, since you know what happened to Eden, you're like, ew, why is he pressing her about this? Like, he doesn't understand, and that's literally because he doesn't know. He can't understand because he knows nothing. So I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. And I think I like him. I don't think he's a bad guy. And I'm excited. I'm actually excited to see where this continues on to. I'm excited to keep reading. I have to talk about this book. I finished it in the gym. I was on the treadmill, and my cool down was starting, and I was just like staring at the wall. I was like, Like, I didn't expect it to end. Like, I thought I had like 20 more pages, and then it just ended. I was like, but final thoughts. So happy that Eden, came forward. There will be justice for her, which is amazing. Love Josh. I hate that I, at any point, did not trust him. Loved him. Kalen? Is that how you say his name? I think so. I feel like his character's written really well. And that's all I have to say. And I feel like it really shows Eden's relationship with, like, her family, that she always, in the book, references her parents by their names. Vanessa and Connor. Unless it's not her parents and I'm just dumb. I'm so bad at talking about books. What happens? Never ask me what happened in a book because I probably don't remember. 4.75. The only reason it's not getting 5 stars is because a 5-star book I can't put down. I let this sit. I did get really busy, so that is why I am finishing this book on Saturday. But this was the one thing I hate about reading, like, books with, like, stuff like this in them is that I feel weird saying, like, oh, this is my favorite, like, but this was my favorite book that I read in this video. If any of these books are books you're interested in or books that you have also loved, you can join me, Jen, Kaylee, Gabby, and our friend Jackie in a book club that we are starting on July 1st, with our first book being Love Song by Elle Kennedy. You can join it on Fable. It is the Not Booked and Not Busy book club. And we'll love to see you there. See you in July. Thank you for joining me for the past 2 weeks that took me to read 3 books. I hope you come back. I hope you enjoyed. I hope I remember to record something else. Like, subscribe, and keep reading. Reading is good for you.